retinol in your routine. This is how we're going to do this. Victoria's stretching because she's getting ready for this rapid fire session.
Okay.
We get a lot of questions about this, so we're going to try to address them all in one go. What active ingredients can you combine with retinol?
Most things.
And this is our episode. Thank you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Victoria has wrapped it up really well.
I'm out of here.
All right, cool. We're going to go through it rapid fire style. Victoria, retinol with niacinamide.
Fine. Wait, I'm getting fired.
This is a bueno combination. Niacinamide.
Gloria's like, you're really going to make me do all the work here.
This is actually 2 rapid fire. Retinol vitamin C, great. Retinol HA, do it.
Keep going. Okay, yes. Okay, I think, retinol, niacinamide, we like this pairing.
Yes.
Niacinamide, we know it's your barrier helper.
Mm-hmm.
What better active to pair with your retinol that's in some ways can be irritating and kind of, it's bringing all this new skin cells to the surface. Think of this as your baby skin, so
Rising up.
Yeah, exactly. So having niacinamide to kind of keep your skin happy and keeping that barrier fortified, great.
Yes, and they've actually been tested specifically together. Just keep an eye out and do a quick decode. Most retinol does formulate with niacinamide, or a lot of them do.
That's a really good point.
Our double play has 2% niacinamide, so it's at that it works, but lower threshold. But just keep an eye out so you don't over niacinamide your face.
Yeah.
Next, retinol and vitamin C.
I mean,
That's the reaction I was looking for. Yes, retinol has been tested specifically in conjunction with SAP, the sodium ascorbyl phosphate form. They kind of look at it as like that combo acne helper.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, and it's tested really well. If you have ascorbic acid, there is some people that think about the pH as a concern because retinol. There are studies out there that suggest the retinoic receptor work best at a pH, at skin's natural pH of 5-ish. But we would say it's not really a problem. You can always just use ascorbic acid during the day and use retinol at night.
Yeah, but great to have in your general routine. Both can bring a lot of different benefits. So, yeah.
Yep. Next.
Retinol and HA. Yeah, I would say this one is definitely takes a little more finagling.
Yep.
Just because, with retinol's onboarding process, you want to make sure you're kind of balancing these two correctly, especially if you're using a higher strength AHA. Sometimes you may feel like they're almost adding to the acclimation phase together and it could worsen. So we would say this is something where we would like you guys to be a little bit more strategic. Pick one as your main focus. And if it's going to be retinol, we would say make sure your skin is set up nicely. You understand its behavior and schedule. And then you can start figuring out if you want to add in, maybe take a night off to include in that AHA back in.
Yeah. Ultimately, the combination can give you really great efficacy.
Yes, together.
They might both feel like they're quote unquote exfoliating because one of the retinol side effects is shedding, but the reality is they work on very different pathways.
Yeah.
So they can play well together, but like Victoria said, just like proceed with caution. And if you really want to commit to retinol, consider dialing back on your AHAs a little bit.
I was going to say, I think both our skin history experiences might be helpful in that, like, Gloria was one that grew up in, like, being the acid queen, I always call her. And I think because of that, your retinol onboarding experience took a lot longer.
Painful. I shed, I mold.
Yeah. But then for me, I was the opposite, where I was, like, so used to being on retinoids that, it was fine, where I could use retinol or adapalene or any of these like every day. But then if I put in the AHA, my skin would start feeling very unhappy. And so then I think I was able to work in, I do maybe like once a week the baby steps mask, but that's like good enough for me. I don't need anything more. So hopefully that gives you an idea of how to like think about putting these two together.
Yeah. That's a great point.
Yeah.
Cool. Next, retinol and other acne topicals such as salicylic acid and benzoyl peroxide.
People do it all the time.
do it.
Carefully. Just do it carefully.
Yeah. Just know that tretinoin and BPO used to have some drama in terms of BPO causing tretinoin to be unstable. But it has been tested quite a few times that, like with modern formulation and as our understanding grows, it's not really an issue anymore. Retinol has been specifically tested with BPO.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool.
Yes.
Yeah, and it looks like they've even tested retinol in conjunction with BPO.
Mm-hmm.
Gloria found a clinical that used a combination of 4% of benzoyl peroxide with 0.5% retinol. And there's also 1% mandelic and 1% lactobionic acid. Would say these percentages are kind of
mild. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyways, they had patients apply it for 12 weeks twice a day.
Mm-hmm.
And in terms of results, they did find that this combination was very well tolerated for mild acne. And they did see a significant reduction for these acne lesions. I do want to always mention, and this is going off topic, is BPO is one of those weird ingredients that for some reason everybody thinks they need 10% when you don't.
Mm-hmm.
I think because of rapid wrinkle, clean and
Effaclar?
clear.
Oh.
No, clean and clear, that rapid 10-minute
Oh, yeah.
like spot reducer. Everyone thinks like you must have 10% in order for it to work. And I like this paper because it highlights that you actually don't need that.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of times 10% can be so drying and irritating. And it's very off-putting. I think that's why people think BPO is so harsh. But anyway, so I wanted to highlight that here, especially for acne people.
Yeah. So if you want anti-aging and treat your acne, definitely a combination you can target.
Yeah.
Next, retinol. Another reason why people turn to retinol is for hyperpigmentation.
Yeah.
So what about retinol plus other hyperpigmentation actives such as arbutin, hydroquinone, kojic, tranexamic?
Fine.
Yeah. Do it.
Everyone's just going to hear me be like, fine. It's fine.
Yes, it's totally fine. In fact, tretinoin plus hydroquinone is often prescribed together if you go for some really heavy hitting hyperpigmentation prescription treatment.
I actually think it's great, and a lot of times it will end up being necessary for hyperpigmentation, just because if you remember from our previous episodes, it really takes a clan to tackle hyperpigmentation. So,
yeah, exactly. And they do, again, work on different pathways. So by using these things, you're not canceling each other out. You are adding like a meaningful different class of actives to your routine. So definitely great.
For sure.
All right, next. Okay, we have to mention this. We got this question a couple times. Sorry, I butchered your handle. And also, UKPM23 asked about combining retinol with copper peptide. I'm going to channel my inner Victoria. It's fine.
Actually, and not even copper peptide, peptides in general, it's going to be pretty common to see.
Yes.
And it makes a lot of sense because a lot of peptides are targeted, especially copper peptides targeted towards anti-aging. And it should be fine. Yeah,
it's the combination itself isn't inherently bad or anything like that. Some of these ingredients can be fragile. Retinol's unstable. This is where you want to just be mindful and choose a brand you do trust to make sure they did their due diligence to make sure that their active have survived processing.
Yeah, and any testing is very helpful here for sure.
Yes.
All right. I like this one that you found.
Yes. So last but not least, our original retinol article, the title is Retinol, the tried and true way of putting off Botox. So when we get questions like, wait, so can I use retinol with Botox treatment?
Did not think that would be the next train of thought, but you're right.
Yeah. So we're like, all right, let's look into it. And lo and behold, and again, this is why we like retinol so much, because you ask us any questions, we can basically find a study on almost anything.
That's such a good point. Yes.
So yeah, take it away.
So yes. Actually, they have looked at retinol in combination with doing Botox. And so they actually had a group basically apply this skincare regimen that included retinol for 2 months post Botox injection. And they also did put in and say that there was no touch-up injection after 1 month. And they did see that they did a 3D image analysis to show that there was more rapid results after day 10 and enhanced efficacy after month 2 with the addition of retinol. So with that, they basically have shown that with injection and the addition of retinol, they did see clinical benefits for fine lines and wrinkles and smoothness of the whole face. So it is helpful to use with your Botox.
Yeah, so I think the thing to keep in mind is definitely pay attention to how your skin is recovering. I'm sure you'll get instructions from your caretaker, but Botox downtime should be fairly short. But if you are careful, if you want to be mindful of not irritating skin post-injection, just, if you get bruising, when that dies down, give it a couple days, then retinol is great.
Yeah, so I just wanted to follow up on the protocol. It seems like what they're doing is they are applying this product at night pretty much right after the injection. So that's just some food for thought for those that are thinking about Botox, and then when does the rest of your skincare come in?
Yep.